Yeah.
Hello.
How's it going, Simon?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good, man. Good. So hello, everybody. Today I'm here with Simon. Simon is from Cornwall, I believe, surfer from out there. Simon posted a video to our Facebook page about a week ago. I checked into that link, and sure enough, man, Simon's out there ripping, riding a quad. You know, what caught my attention was that board you were on, at least the other day. It's kind of like a roundish or squared off nose, and it almost has a little taper, you know, right through the middle of the board, right?
Yeah, it's a little incut.
Incut, okay. And so, you know, I ride a board similar. It's more, you know, it's more smooth rails, kind of, you know, taking a line, if you will, from the top tail to the nose. So what does the incut do for you?
It allows a lot more freedom through turns.
Okay.
So if you imagine the concave of a regular surfboard,
Mm-hmm.
when you're going through your turn, the water pushes against that.
Sure.
So it forces back. With incut taken out,
I see.
it will just glide freely between rail to rail.
Okay, so you're able to kind of get that big tail and big nose in there without losing some of the ability to turn. Is that fair to say? Okay, cool, man. Because that's something that I'm always looking for. I'm trying to sneak a bunch of volume into my boards these days, and sometimes that affects my turning. So pretty sick. So who is that shaper, by the way?
He's a guy called Gale who works. His company is Seduction Surfboards.
Okay, and he's out of Cornwall as well.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I've got one is earlier.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean, what a trip. It almost reminds me of like a snowboard cut.
Snowboard, wakeboards, very similar. He bases the whole design on hydrofoils.
Okay.
They create a lot of lift and drive.
Right. Okay, so you know, go and fill everybody in a little bit about, you know, where you're surfing, if you're allowed to say that, what you're doing on your side of the world over there. You know, I'm down here in Oceanside, California, so a lot of the people probably watching are familiar with California and how things work. What's the surf setup where you're at? Where do you like to hit? What are the challenges of surfing in your area?
So this time of year, the first challenge would be the cold water and storms. We get a lot of storms over here this time of year.
Okay.
Most of the storms are quite cold.
Mm-hmm.
Cornwall itself is made up of lots of different beach breaks and coves.
Okay.
So as long as you have access to a car, you can always find something somewhere.
Okay, so even if it's windy and stormy, you've got some protected areas where you can find some corners to get. Okay,
we're quite blessed in the fact that we have a diverse coastline. You drive 20 minutes and somewhere's onshore. You go another 20 minutes, it's offshore. It's
okay.
You know, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Over here, it's kind of, you know, there's a couple secret spots here and there, but for the most part, when the wind hits, it's over for everybody or most everybody. So, so when you talk about the cold, you know, we're kind of spoiled over here. I think I'm in a 4.3 right now because I like to be really warm. You know what I mean? So the 4.3 is like that's the most amount of rubber that I'm going to wear around here. What are you wearing out there?
So in the depths of winter, it's 5.43 hood, gloves, and boots.
Okay.
Not super cold in comparison to, like, I don't know, say New Jersey or places like that. But it's for England, it's pretty cold.
Oh, okay. So you would say Jersey's actually colder?
I'd say so, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. So what I want to do is I want to go into the next segment. I'm I don't know, coining it yay or nay. And I'm just going to throw out, you know, something to you. You tell me yay or nay, and then, you know, we can expand on it. So the first one is soft tops. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah. You're loving them or yourself, or you're digging other people starting on them, or, you know, what's the yay about in this case?
The yay in this case is I actually ride a lot of high performance foam boards.
Okay.
Not your sort of like pop out soft tops.
Right.
For companies like Mullet and Solite.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've actually been doing a lot of testing over the last couple of years on performance foam boards. So definitely,
yeah. Over here, I mean, they're definitely cool for the Groms. A lot of people learning, but myself, I tried one maybe a couple months ago for the first time. Oh, well, more of a high performance one, right? And man, I was amazed at how that thing worked. I probably only caught like 3 waves on it, but you know, it was cool to be able to turn a foam board. You know, so I'm definitely a fan myself. The next one, Leashes, yay or nay?
Yay and nay. Depends, really.
So for yourself, you're probably wearing a leash most of the time.
Most of the time, unless it's like sort of not super big surf, but there's like no one around. Okay. Sometimes I prefer to have that freedom of no leash, but most of the time, circumstances, even I have to wear one. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I don't really like to swim a whole lot. I'm really into it for the surfing part. So, and you know, I guess throwing sloppy kickouts and things like that, the leash comes in handy. Probably keeps me a sloppy surfer. But so, you know, in California, there's a big, you know, debate. You know, a lot of the shortboarders are sporting their leashes, and then you got the kids, the hipster kids with the big boards, and they're having a good time, and then the boards come flying through the lineup. So what's the situation over there? Same kind of setup? Like who's not wearing a leash typically?
The times you don't find leashes over here is just when it's small or not crowded. We don't have that big hipster scene over here yet. It might arrive. But at the moment, most people will wear a leash.
Okay.
So unless, like I said, you're out of the way, a quiet little cove.
Right. Yeah. There's a place over here called Old Man's where it's a longboarder wave is what people claim. I mean, it's a good wave, but there's like a rock reef. So, you know, if the board comes through, it's not really taking out people on the shore or anything like that. So a lot of that goes on over there. But definitely the hipsters have infiltrated some of the regular beach breaks that I go to. And it's kind of caused me to add a little more foam because the guys are, let's just say they like to hog waves. You know what I mean? So with the shorty, I mean, I consider myself a strong paddler, but there's no way I can out paddle a board that's like a 9.0 or a 10 or, you know, some sort of glider out there. So it's definitely been a little bit of a adjustment. You know, you kind of have to have that extra board in the car and kind of take a peek at who's out in the lineup that morning. So, yeah, I just want to kind of get your thought on that. SUPs in the lineup, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay. All right, I finally got you there.
Nay.
Yeah, we have a couple people that are pretty good on them, you know, so there's 2 or 3 people that kind of blend into the lineup pretty well where I'm at, but for the most part, pretty dangerous, you know, unless you really know what you're doing out there. So yeah, I'm probably on the nay as well. That same beach, Old Man's, they actually have a place over to the side that they, like, you can only do it over there. The rest of the beaches haven't really sorted out what they want to do with it yet. There's definitely a lot of grumbling in the lineup when somebody comes out there on a SUP, though. This next question, man, it's kind of a funny one for me. It's maybe like a culture difference or something. And so you might have some input from being from the UK. Mullets, yay or nay?
Mullets, yay or nay? I've sported in my life, so I'll say nay.
Yeah, classic. You know, because the people that really kind of bring it out, at least for over here for us to see that kind of stuff, is Jordy Smith and Mikey Wright. Those guys got the craziest, well, especially Mikey Wright's mullets, right? Like his is definitely like a high performance mullet or something. But so over here, man, mullets are like a nay. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I don't think you'll do well with the ladies over here, unless you're from somewhere else. Importing your mullet, you could probably pull that off. But yeah,
popular Australians. They love a good mullet.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, you're a yay too, man. So hopefully we'll get to see you rocking one in the future as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, bring it back. On the last one for the yay or nays, peace sign, regular or sideways?
I don't really know. What, like this or like this? Or?
Yeah, well, yeah, you got a sideways. You haven't seen that one out there. Everybody's kind of rocking that sideways peace sign.
We're still throwing shackers over here.
That's cool.
I'll probably say a slight bit.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, you'll angle it like you. World Tour competitors. Is there a handful, 2 or 3 of them that you like to follow, or that you think are, kind of get you going, get you motivated?
I do watch a lot and follow the tour quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I'd say guys who I'm watching quite a lot, people like Toledo. Mm-hmm. How he draws his speed is a big inspiration for me, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But I watch him a lot.
Right. Yeah.
John is it's just John.
Yeah, solid.
I actually surfed with him when I was younger. I went to Hawaii with my dad.
Oh, okay.
Met him, and since then I've sort of like followed him quite a bit because he ended up in British magazines and
sure. Yeah, he's got a lot of coverage.
And it'd probably be my top guys, to be honest. Griffin's quite good. I like Griffin at the moment. His personality and character is quite cool.
Yeah. He's a cool grom. He's from down here, San Clemente, or just on the other side of the park. It's kind of San Clemente, Trestles, and then Oceanside. So stoked to be by that place. Except for all the pros have moved in to San Clemente, so it's kind of a it's kind of a superstar situation if you go down to Lowers or something now, and there's a million people, but it's still awesome over there. Online surf sites, which ones are you out there following as well? Like what kind of gets you going?
In terms of just like entertainment and stuff, I probably watch a lot of Beachgrit.
Yeah, for sure.
It used to be Stab,
right?
Not so much.
Right.
And I'm pretty devastated. There was a website called Stacking Clips.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that.
They've shut down, but they had like epic content. They were just constantly posting really cool, like,
okay.
Yeah, from all the top pros, surfers and stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah, if I'm on a website, it's generally to watch people surf so I can get ideas. I don't really read news and things like that. Right.
So, I myself, I like to read Beachgrit as well. And I don't even know if I read it all. I kind of like the captions and the picture. And then, sometimes the first paragraph or something, I might go check that out. So, I don't know if if you read Beachgrit, you probably are familiar. The dude gets hazed quite a bit from, I guess, people in the surf community. I guess there's, in terms of the industry side of surfing, I don't know if they're too happy to get heckled or something. So, to me, I'm all about the comedy. You know what I mean? I think like if I'm hanging out with the bros surfing, we're just talking smack all day long. You know what I mean? Like about who did what, who didn't do something. Basically who's kook of the day, at any point. So, what do you think about that? Do you think there should be more Beachgrits out there?
I definitely prefer it when people are a little bit like that. If you're a bit jovial, it brings out a lot more in people. Sure. If you take it all too serious, it gets stale, and you don't really want that, to be honest. Right. Surfing is more fun sport, so yeah.
So, Psymon, man, I've been hogging the airwave here. What's on your mind, man? What's popping? What's going on?
Not a lot at the moment. I would like some good waves to turn up because it's been pretty crap for a while. Just about to start work. I'm a surf coach over here in England.
Oh, okay.
So things are about to get very busy. So I'm just enjoying my time and making videos at the moment.
Yeah. So what's the surf coach thing? Is that like for competitive surfers? Is it just for regular people learning to surf, or what's your angle on that?
At the moment, I work for it's a surf school called Quicksilver Surf School.
Okay.
They're supported by Quicksilver.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's for the general public up to improver, advanced surfers, but mainly people learning. Where I live in Newquay, surfing is one of the biggest draws to the town.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's a really easy way to make money through the summer, and if you're good at it and you put enough time in, you can then work through the winter as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I actually rock Quicksilver gear myself. I have a buddy who works over there, and so he hooks me up with a nice discount. So I get a nice suit for half price, and definitely digging on that. I must admit, I think about a month or two ago, they had some ambassador program they were trying to kick off. It was on Instagram, and they said you had to do a couple things to get in the draw, I guess, if you will. So I did all the things, and then it just went quiet. Like when the time came, they were supposed to like call, say, hey, here's the winners. I'm not sure if maybe I'm not the best ambassador. Maybe I'm more of a, I don't know, Beachgrit kind of person or something. But what I kind of noticed, because I was perving out on who was doing it, right? Like through the likes and the tagging. And so it looked like kind of a shit show. You know what I mean? Like it was just like a bunch of random people, like I don't know, maybe there was a couple Russian bots. I don't know. There was just like, it didn't look like they got the draw that they might have been expecting. And so I don't know whatever happened to that. Did you hear about the ambassador thing they were doing? No?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, you can't.
But they were probably looking for another superstar, to be honest.
Right.
Just didn't get it.
Yeah, for sure. You're probably not allowed to say anything about him anyways, so. I just messing with you, man.
What's the surf like over there?
Oh, man. So if you would ask me what the surf was like here 2 months ago, I would have said the last year was amazing. I mean, this summer, there's been a couple things going on. So the whole climate thing's been changing or something, right? So this was the warmest year. I've been in Southern California my whole life. So this is the warmest water for the longest duration I've ever experienced. I mean, I'm usually trunking it like maybe 3 weeks out of the year, but like broken up. So maybe a week here, a week there, when it works. And this year, I would say it was trunkable for about 3 months, which is amazing. And I mean like warm, like not just barely trunkable. I'm the first guy to get cold, but it was, trunkable. I mean, it was hot. The water was hot. It felt like Central America almost, like Costa Rica or something, where the water was pretty warm, the air was warm. Hopefully I didn't get too much, get skin cancer or something this year, because I was just out there just baking, So, yeah. So it's been, in addition to that, though, the swells were just on. It was just, amazing. I surf a beach break over here in Oceanside, but it was breaking like trestles. I mean, there was like A-frames, just, long lined up A-frames, just constantly, just it seemed like every day. Every day it was 3 to 4 foot, plus, and then there'd be 5 to 6 or 5 to 8, or that was just going on and on and on. So it was kind of cool. Like you didn't need to go anywhere. Usually you're like, okay, I got to go on this surf trip. I got to get that warm water or good waves. And I mean, it was just here this year. So it was, it was a trip. It's like, so the spot where I surf didn't used to be very crowded. At least I was originally from LA and Orange County area growing up. So I used to surf Huntington Beach a lot, and it was packed all the time. You know, the pier is just like people on top of each other. And when I moved down to Oceanside, it was like, wow, there's like nobody here. It was almost kind of like creepy. You know, there's nobody out, and you paddle out, and you're kind of by yourself, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like you kind of wish somebody would paddle out and hang out, you know? So this year, though, actually probably the last couple of years, the word got out in the street. You know, I don't know. Some people blame me for putting out too many videos of the spot, but I mean, this year it was like basically all the WSL Groms and, you know, the competitors, they'd show up and there'd be like 30 guys and, or maybe they weren't even competitors, just like everybody from lowers coming over. And it was just like, you know, you're just like paddle, like, you know, splashing everywhere. And the Groms, man, there was one day I was just like trying to get a wave and there's just like 3 or 4 Groms like all around me and they're just like splashing, just like, I couldn't even see, just like, and I'm just like pushing through it and I'm just like, wow, man. I was like, you know, like I got the wave, you know, and I paddle back out and I'm just like, I was like, man, Groms, I'm like, when I was a Grom, I couldn't get away with that shit. You know what I mean? Like you could, you know, just the adults weren't having it, right? You know, so I mean, it's all good fun. Like I'm super like I try to have a good time out there. So you know, I'm cool with Groms and old guys and girls, and you know, I'll let everybody have the wave if you know, or if they really want it. But definitely this summer was testy for sure. You know, a lot of the locals were just like, yeah, kind of losing it. So yeah, I mean, the surf is just always really good, except for the last 2 or 3 weeks have been shit. I mean, just rain, wind, the wrong swell. So it's been tricky. I think the next, at least according to Surfline, I think in about 2 weeks or a week and a half, there's going to be a run of swell. So I'm looking at getting behind on everything else in life so I can surf in a couple weeks. So have you made it out? Have you made it out to Cali ever?
No, we only ever stopped at San Francisco on the way to Hawaii, which was a 2-week expedition with my dad when I was younger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Frisco. Yeah, it's cold up there, man. It's barely California, but you know, they got that Golden Gate Bridge and Ocean Beach up there, which and I guess Santa Cruz and stuff. But that Golden Gate Bridge, a buddy of mine lives up in Napa, which is close, and so those rivers run into basically that break over there, and so the tides are super extreme, I guess. So I mean, it's one of those things where you have to like be paddling and you have to know your tides really well because you'll get sucked one way or the other. I've only surfed up that way a couple times and it's so cold, man. The waves are good, but so cold. I had like ice cream headaches in, 20 minutes. So I'll have to toughen up, or get a thicker wetsuit, I think is probably the trick.
Yeah, ice cream headaches are the worst.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of bothers me or is a challenge for me is the booties. So, there's the thing about where you roll over your toes sometimes. But I think I got past that. You got to get the right size, right booty. But I noticed for myself, because I avoid booties, like even in the wintertime, I'll try to wear a thicker wetsuit and not wear booties. And we can get away with that here a little bit. But, I'd say by my third pop-up, I'm starting to drag. Whatever it is, 6 ounces or 8 ounces, whatever the weight is on those things, man, it feels like bricks. After I pop up, my legs kind of just like, I'm kind of like, my legs kind of, like I'm doing that kind of thing. It's not a very WSL looking takeoff at that point, and the next thing you know, I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe I have to not skip leg day or something. Pull that off.
See, have the same feeling with boots. I hate them. They're bulky. They get in the way. They're annoying. But recently, I was lucky enough. There was a competition on Instagram by Board Porn with Solite boots.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm lucky to win a pair of Solite boots through that comp.
You won the booties through online competition?
Yeah. It was like there was 20 possible winners, and I ended up one of them.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, warmth and lightweight, I highly recommend. Solite boots, what I recommend if you hate boots.
Okay, and what was that brand again?
Solite.
Solite. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm just trying the main brand stuff, and I haven't really bridged out a whole lot. So I'm gonna look for that Solite.
They're heat molded.
Okay.
So you get a perfect fit.
So you mean they're not molded to your foot, or they are molded to your foot, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you?
So if you see like the front of the boot, you can see like my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole bottom section is like a heat molded. It's like a gum shield. I don't know if you know, like a gum shield.
Mm-hmm.
So you fill it up with hot water.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you empty the hot water.
Right.
And then you just stick your foot in it and move your feet around, and it molds perfectly around your toes.
Oh wow! Okay, so that can make a big difference. That might make a lot of sense. So
from what I've because in England we wear boots every winter. And I've tried like the top end rip curl XL. I've tried basic cheap, and they're above and beyond.
Right.
You know.
Okay. So what do those run? Or you didn't buy them? You just get them for free. You win the contest.
I was lucky enough to win a pair.
Yeah.
But you can get for £60. I don't know what that is in dollars.
Right. $70-$80 or something. Probably. Okay.
Which is about the same price as the top end rip curl.
Okay. All right. So it's not like they're super expensive then. So all right. So I'm gonna have to look at that. Is that a UK company, or where are these guys out of?
I couldn't tell you really.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to find that out. Yeah. Solite. Sick. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of online contests, I think for the first time I won a contest. It wasn't the Quicksilver Ambassador, which I wanted, but it was ProLite. Like Solite, but ProLite. I don't know if you know those guys. They do track pads. So they had something on there, a caption contest or something, and I entered it, and sure enough, I won. And like within 4 or 5 days, the package was at my door, and I'm like, it was cool. I got a track pad and a leash. The hard part is that I can't do anything with the track pad and leash. I have to get a board for it, right? So I had to go buy a board. So I had to kind of tell my wife like, I won this stuff. I need a surfboard now, So so I pulled that off. But yeah, that was pretty cool to win something. Well, shoots, bro. I really appreciate your time, man. I mean, that was a pretty cool convo. And so, Psymon, man, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram. I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and let everybody know what your handles are, how they can find your content, and what they might find.
So on YouTube, it's channel Puff and Fluff. I am Puff because that's my nickname, and Fluff is my dog.
Right.
And it's just our adventure through life, surfing and exploring.
Hey, Psymon, man, it was good chatting with you, and we definitely got to do this again. And you know, keep us in mind, shout outs, let me know what you're doing. I'll try to stay up on your YouTube, and we'll try to schedule another chat, and appreciate the clips.
Definitely.
Yeah, appreciate the clips, man. Have a good one.